All right, hi, welcome. Let's get started. Yeah, so after a few streams from going through the Solar 2D getting start guide and the LUAR's tutorial, finally, I think we're ready to actually start writing some games. And the first thing we're going to do is to set up the environment. And so the first part I have already done, and just following the same thing as in the getting start guide to create a project, which is just a simple clicks. And then another thing I did is to install the LUARs locally. So because over here what you see, I'm running it on a Windows system, so I need to use WinGM or the GuideWin. I decided to use MinGM, so I get that installed and set up the path, and so I have it working well. Just let me show you this so you can see when you say LUAR is there. Okay, so it's there. So the other things I'm going to do is to set up testing, right? So that's the very first thing I want to get going. I already have Git set up and all that. So that's where we're focusing on. And also one thing is about these videos and so on, we will focus on a specific topic. So unlike the previous one, because it's a long process to go through all the getting started guide and so on, I break it down kind of like an hour a piece, or sometimes a bit more than an hour. But these we will focus on a specific story or task, and then stop the video over there and reflect. And so if you are watching these videos, you will be able to have a more focused view on in terms of the topics that we're going to talk about. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so well, let's have something more exciting. So the first things I'm going to go do is I have LUAR installed, but I do not have the package manager installed. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then the next things I'm going to do is to install the unit test framework, which I choose to use is this LUAR busted. I just pick it up. It's a BDD system, and so I like it. It's generally pretty similar to Mocha and Jazz. So that's another reason I choose it. So let's first install this LUAR Rock. So as mentioned, LUAR Rock is the package manager. So, and since I'm in Windows, I need to go here to go to this install instruction. And if you already have LUAR installation, then single library package. And so I assume what I have is working. So let's take a look here. So Windows 64, let's download that and open it. And then after I open it, let's see, what do I get here? Okay, it's just two executable. So what I guess is I'm going to put that into the LUAR, well, into basically let me show it over here. I installed the min.gw over here, and there's the lib folder. Probably the easiest way is just place it over here. So let's see, with that installed, what I get here. So say LUAR rocks. All right. Okay, so it's working. So let's take a look. So how to do it is by cloning the latest or branch by cloning the bus repository. Okay. Hold on a second. So this goes to luarrock.org. That's where I get to, and let me see if I can find busted. All right, and so that's that. My guess is clicking on this available download. So this is a spec file. So how do I install it from here? So after downloading, after installing, that's okay. Make sure to read in this information. So creating a rock, command line 2, this. So install, and then the name. Okay, so something like this. All right, so kind of like npm essentially. So rocks install busted. All right, yes, it's working. Is there any dev dependencies or only dev keep only dependencies? Yeah, there's no it doesn't specify it's a real dependency or dev dependencies. Fail finding LUAR head files. You may need to install them or configure. May do not install with correct config. You may want to install this. Oh, LUAR 5.3 interpreter not found. Okay, so need to go back one step. Let's go over here again. To compile and so on. You're doing that. If you're using guidewin, okay, with all these settings, making it self-installed, can use its own LUAR interpreter, provide the LUAR for a window public, and will do so by default if fail to find. And if you want to use your own interpreter, which is not on the system path, you can pass it using LUAR variable, but I did. Right, because I have this here. Right, so print AB, right, is the interpreter. So what did I miss? Let's see. Config, I guess. Is there a config list? Okay, I have this information. So LUAR interpreter, LUAR rocks or exe. I thought it would be straightforward, but it seems it is not. The default settings are suitable for installing globally in your system, allowing system-wide and per user set non-privileged account and so on. Install batch file. Well, in here I don't have that. Everything to launch LUAR, including help bundles, you can use your own. If you already see below, important to compile many LUAR package, you also need C compiler. The installer patch file include only one package attempt to detect if you have or this. So meaning if I use this one, I might able to get it to work. So let me download that. Open it. It's the same file. Status Win32. Well, we want the. What do you mean? I need to get the tar? Ah, come on. Let's see. The tar file has the source code, but not anything like what is talking about the install.bat file. So I think that is the typical one on used by Linux. Okay, if you say 32, let's take a look at what 32 has. Yeah, it's the same thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's the installer.bat. It doesn't exist. Okay, so what's the error? So it's 5.2. I need 5.3. Okay. So that is a problem. That is a problem. So this is expecting 5.3. So 5.1 legacy window package includes LUAR 5.1. Or this one. Let's see if it is this one. But since it have the window boundary, it expected that there should be one. Let's see. LUAR 5.3. It's a 5.4. So let's see. Let's see if that will works. So we got these. So yeah, so its version is placing, so very likely I can just copy and paste it, put it into that folder. So let's see. This is still that, so 5.4. Yes, so 5.4 is there. So let me just do a rename 5.2 and then get the 5.4 and call it LUAR. All right, so let's see if that will help. Nope, still having this error. You may not install with correct install configuration. So, well, it's still saying, yeah, you may need to install them or config LUAR include directory. How do I configure it? So this LUAR 5.3 cannot found. I get LUAR 5.4, it doesn't recognize it. So okay. So let's get the LUAR 5.3 because this seems to be working. At least the 5.4 seems to be working. So let me copy that over. Doing the same thing. All right, so junked. Close this. Oh, it stopped responding. What's going on? Yeah, let's reopen it. All right, so 5.3 is still here. Let's see. So that's good. Oh, still need to configure. So let's say, but my configuration look like that. Yeah, okay, you can configure like this, but fine. However, gonna uninstall LUAR and install LUAR rock, install LUAR 5.1 and so on. Somehow got as my main LUAR version, but somehow had other version source file. I have to completely delete everything. Wow. You need to add something like this over here. Okay, so let's see LUAR rocks and config. So have the lib directory, but there's no include directory. Just double check. So there's a bin LUAR found. Okay, so that's good. So I'm really missing this LUAR include dir. So the question is, where is this getting set? Of course, I can set the variable LUAR include directory equals to somewhere. So let's see, where should I put it? Because I don't know if it works, but for now, see, let's see if this works. Key value like that. Cannot create file at there. Rock tree and so on. Rock tree with all that. Let's see if I can find that location and just create it manually. Roaming and for rocks, and then this is just a configuration file. Let's see if this will work. Okay, now this works. I did create it. Oh, I need to get that LUAR header files. Okay, so seems like there is some settings is invalid or incomplete. So if that is the case, so I'm going to have to follow this, because what happened is I don't really care about the local LUAR. I don't really care about that because the Solar 2D already have it built in and it's working and so on. Before I even install the MinGW, right? So I can get this to work. Let me just follow this, because this now I have 5.3 installed, and see what can I get to. Downloads is here. So this guy, Track this. Right, so we have all this, and this guy. The easiest way is open VS Code so that we can take a look at the README. Allow the install self-contained package, all that stuff, and then okay, not much information over here. All right, so in this, it provides a number of options. Let's double check. Install. Okay. All right. So the default settings suitable in globally, outer system wide, and so on. That's what I need. So I can probably just call install. Oh no. Or engine configuration file. Is there a configuration file? Config ID. Where's the configuration file? Making a self-contained installation. Another option. I don't need the another option. I just want the default configuration. Come on. You know what? We still do the command prompt on so on. Default settings suitable install globally in your system, system-wide, and so on. All paths can be overwritten. Install option, source, and destination. You don't download ready to use package. What do you mean? What? Huh? Copy file or just compile into destination of your choosing. There's a Win32. The thing I'm worried about is this is Win32. It's Win32. So because that might mean it is really old. So if I'm using Guidewin, I can go follow this. So actually, let me reset the system, remove all those things, and just go the Guidewin route. I was trying to be lazy, try to just use the minimum instead of using Guidewin. So all right, so let me do that. So from internet, yes, or user Guidewin over there, that's fine. Where you want to set up to store installation file down low. Yeah, that's fine for now. All right, LUAR. Interpreter LUAR. Yep, getting that. So that is really as far as I know. Oh, while we're waiting, because this will take a while, and I don't want to just stop the stream. So let's just continue here with our test. So, all right, so this is the main, and then we have this one. This is set up. I have when I create a project, I already have it set up and set up to a landscape mode, and then that's about it. Not much other settings, right? All, and I also changed the width and height. I kind of double the size because the original one is 320 by 680 for the window for the phone preset, and I don't want to change it to tablet preset, so I just double the number, and so that's that. So that's the only two change I have made so far. So now, in terms of organization, right? So I also right now have this have the previous two example included over here, and then the first thing is definitely getting things organized. So we start with a audio folder that looks fine, and then a images folder. That's singular. That's also look fine. And then let me copy. Well, copy. I don't want to override it. So let's copy this over as the basics, and then we'll be also using this just copying some base stuff over here. We don't really need this main LUAR. The file name described it, so we have this. Yes, yes, I shouldn't save the file, so I should comment all this up so that I can relaunch. Okay, so it's not broken anymore. All right, so this always start at the beginning, so that's okay. So about organization, so let's see, and in the main menu, let's assume this is the same background, so let's just use that. Say the high score is also using this background, right? And well, but of course we're not going to create and add this scene over here, so we're going to add a new scene. So I haven't talked about what the game we're going to work on is. Essentially it's a card-based game and kind of like a RPG style, and well, that's about it. Just let's keep it like that, and let's get the code going. So it will be a pretty simple application or game, and as an exercise and to get things started really. So you have main, and then let's say I have the, yeah, let's also get a menu .lua. Okay, so this require composer, create a new, we can use this template. We can use the template. So let's copy that over here. And then let's set that and delete the menu, or actually just really copy from it, but either way is fine. So this is the menu. Right, and then we want to set up the background. Right, so since we don't need to access the background in other place, I think that's okay. We can do it like this, and then just adjust this image, and then here the only thing we need to do is do this. So there you go. Right, so this shows up, and then so now the question is, how do we rotate it, because the image was like that. Well, the easiest way is actually edit it. Rotate, save. Right, we don't really need this anymore. Attempt to index local stack trace method, blah blah blah, not right. And let's see, the name is correct, it's just the, maybe is the dimension is not correct. So oh, come on, where is it? All right, let's refresh. Nope, it still doesn't work. Oh, JPG, PNG. It's safe as JPEG. Man, we don't want to use JPEG, so it's good that we have a copy over here. Right, can we save a copy? Okay, we can actually do that. Interesting. There you go. Okay. All right, so we add our first image. We get around the rotation thing. So this ready. Okay, desktop start menu. I don't need desktop. Start menu. Where is it in the start menu? There you go. It's there. The issue. I don't think that will work like that. The thing is, I'm not really familiar with Guidewin. I don't know how to access the my folder. Yeah, for that I won't bother. Yeah, I will try to figure it out offline. So well, we have it here. So first of all, well, we have this audio folder and image folder, and then we will have images for different fields, different different scenes. And since the assets can be reused, of course it makes sense to put it in a single image folder, and then we can have subfolders to organize things and so on, right? So let's go ahead and also create a folder called scenes. Well, actually, instead of calling scenes, I want to call it menu. Let's actually call it main menu. Okay, and then here we loaded main menu. Let's see if that works. I would assume that will work, but the path need to be adjusted. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. Oh no, it does not. Use .s. Oh. Okay. it is saying this should be main menu dot menu. Okay, it cannot find the background. So this cannot be loaded. So, but definitely we want to organize things like this, right? So that they are all properly separated. Right? So say for example, I'm going to have a main menu, and then well, actually, it really shouldn't call main menu. There's another one should be called splash. Right, the splash screen. That's where we were thinking about, and then there's a main menu, and then there are other things, right? So say for example, there is a character scene, and I would actually put it in scenes, and then they put a character over here, right? And then all this goes in there, and then the splash screen go in there, and so on. So now so that we can have the scenes in one place, and then the game logic in another place, and so on. Character one. All right, so now the question is how to reference the image. It seems like this doesn't work. Like that. Yep. So it failed with the same error. So if I remove that, it will be fine. So there's no error. All right, so that's the next things I need to figure out. So yeah, so this is the place to handle the asset, because this is the scene on the UI level. So that's fine. We can kind of hard coded the link over here. Oh, there's missing a comma. This seems to work. Oh no, no, it doesn't. It get no. So this includes system resource directory, document directory, and so on. So does it really means this is not local? It's actually just like that. Yes, it's just like that. Although the image looks small, it's probably when it rotates, it doesn't rotate correctly. Yeah, 4,000 by 1400 by 800. That is correct. Oh, didn't center. There you go. All right. So we learned one thing at least. This start as the base of the root, so we don't have to deal with the relative path. So that's a good thing. All right. So the other piece on the UI would be a little bit boring to add the text and so on. So I'm going to do that offline, and then we'll be back on the next one. And when I done with the guide win and figure out how to get the unit test framework, all those stuff set up, and just quickly go over it instead of doing it in real time. So that's it. Let's stop here. And the last things I'm going to do is create a templates folder, put this in there, and commit. Right. I don't really need this. That can be stayed there. So we have this main menu. And there you go. All right, so the last things is check it in. So add new scene. All right. So thanks for watching, and we end up didn't do much, but yeah, so we will go ahead and I'll go ahead and fix the environment, and then we'll go back to it. So hope you will look forward to the next one, and I will see you later.